Enduro bikes have over 150mm travel, 29-inch or mixed wheel size, and are as tough as mountain bikes can be. They're designed for descending long trails at speed and then climbing back to the top for another go. Top spec Enduro bikes may feature electronic gears, electronic dropper posts, and even electronic suspension. They're often made from carbon too, making these bikes extremely pricey. Entry-level Enduro bikes are not exactly cheap either, because they're expected to provide massive performance at an affordable price, which is a really difficult task. With that in mind, I've compiled a list of what I think are the best value Enduro bikes you can buy in 2024. Now, that doesn't mean they're the cheapest, but they certainly offer loads of bang for your buck. If this is the kind of content you want to see, then subscribe to the channel. First up is what I think is one of the best value bikes on sale today, the Specialized Status. Specialized have recently updated this big hitting bump basher, and the latest Status 2 170 and Status 2 170DH both look incredible on paper and should be top performers on the trail too. Why do we think that? Well, in our tested experience, the Status 160 shows that Specialized are building on an already seriously solid foundation. It has aggressive geometry, mixed wheel sizes, and an impressive spec, including the Fox suspension, which is high quality and offers real performance. A Float X shock at the rear with a climb lever is paired with a proven 36 rhythm fork with 160mm travel, which has rebound adjustment and a low speed compression adjustment knob too. Geometry is progressive with a slack 63.2 head angle and a steep 76° effective seat tube angle. Reach is 163mm on the S3 size and 487mm on the S4 size, which is bang on for a modern MTB. Our testers said that the geometry is great at high speed and the short back end coupled with a long front centre makes for a lively bike. However, the short 426mm chainstays did affect the ride balance in corners, certainly something to note if you ride one of the larger sizes, as the chainstays are the same length across the board. The frame is made from Specialized M5 aluminium and uses their trusty FSR Horst Link suspension design, which you'll also find on their more expensive trail and enduro bikes. Cables are routed internally, including the one for the X-Fusion dropper post with a generous 170mm drop on the larger S3 to S5 sizes. It's topped with a Specialized body geometry saddle, which are some of the best in the business. An 800mm bar and a 40mm length stem from Specialized means the cockpit geometry is bang up to date too. You get 12 gears as well, as a full SRAM NX Eagle drivetrain features a wide range cassette with an easy climbing gear to get you up the steepest climbs. Brakes at a powerful 4-piston SRAM Code Rs with large 200mm rotors front and rear, so they can withstand some serious descending. Specialized Butcher tyres are a classic performer and are among some of my favourites. The wheels are Specialized own brand with DT Swiss spokes and boost width hubs, which mean if you want to upgrade, then options are plentiful. While the Status 160 has technically been replaced, at the time of recording, Specialized still have it on some of their websites, and depending on where you live in the world, you could get it for a staggering $3,000. But if you can't find that bargain about, then don't worry, as the new Specialized Status 2 170, which has, you've guessed it, 170mm of travel, will set you back a seriously impressive $3,500 or £3,000, which is certainly great value. Okay, I know, if we're talking enduro bikes from Canyon, then 170mm travel Strive or Torque are much more enduro focused than the Spectral, but hear me out. It's the price that earns the Spectral 5 a place on this list, starting at just £2,099 or $2,499 US, and with 150mm front and rear suspension, it equips you perfectly for light enduro riding. But if you are particularly into rough terrain and big hucks, stay tuned for the next bike. The Spectral's AL aluminium frame has well sorted geometry, with the extra small and small sizes using 27.5-inch wheels and a 64.5° head angle, while the sizes medium to extra large use 29-inch wheels and a slacker 64° head angle. The Spectral is roomy with a generous reach, measuring 481mm on the large. This, combined with the steep 76.5° seat angle, should keep you balanced on the climbs. It dishes out rear suspension via a 4-bar Horst Link, which is a trusted suspension design also used on much more expensive bikes. The cable routing might be the Goldilocks solution for home mechanics, with a combination of internal routing on the front triangle and external routing on the rear triangle. Let me know what you think of that in the comments. And it's not just the frame design that is well thought out. The build kit is equally impressive, with 150mm travel RockShox 35 Silver TK up front. Whilst basic, it includes some important features like RockShox Solo Air Spring in the left leg and RockShox Motion Control Damper in the right, providing externally adjustable rebound and a lockout. The RockShox Deluxe Select Shock is a strong option with a high volume debonair spring, 15 clicks of low speed rebound adjustment and a 2-position compression adjustment. This means that the chassis of the bike shouldn't require upgrading anytime soon, and they haven't forgot about the other components either. The drivetrain is SRAM's Eagle SX 12-speed with a wide range cassette and SRAM's DB8 4-piston brakes with large 200mm rotors front and rear that show the bike's descent-orientated focus. The Spectral AL5 rolls on Raceface AR30 wheels and Shimano hubs. The tyres are Maxxis well-loved Minion DHR2s with EXO casing on the front and heavier duty EXO Plus casing on the rear, where toughness is needed most, which is a great touch. Canyon's own brand G5 stem and 780mm bar take care of the cockpit, whilst their Iridium dropper moves an ergon saddle up and down. With a claimed weight of 16.68 kilo or 36.78 pounds, the Spectral AL5 is not the lightest, but Canyon say the frame has enduro-proof strength. The AL5 isn't the highest spec or the most travel, but it's a really cost-effective start into the world of enduro. If you have some more cash to spend and you want a great value gnarly enduro rig from Canyon, then this, the mixed wheel size Torque 5, could fit the bill perfectly. At £2,499 or $2,899, it's 20% more expensive than the great value Spectral AL5, but let me tell you why it's still great value. Firstly, you get 20mm more travel front and rear, with the aluminium frame boasting a whopping 170mm out back and matched up front by the 170mm travel RockShox Zeb fork with massive 38mm stanchions. The Zeb Select is air sprung and includes the proven Charger RC damper with low speed compression and rebound adjustment. And on paper, the geometry looks spot on too, with an aggressively slack 63.5° head angle and a fashionably steep 78° effective seat tube angle. The reach is generous with 485mm on the large and 510mm on the XL, so this bike is a good option for taller riders, but there is no extra small sizing for smaller riders. Impressively, despite the extra travel and gnarly components, Canyon claim that this bike weighs less than the Spectral, reportedly just 16.5 kilo, and this is mighty impressive given the travel and the capability of this bike. Shimano Dior M612 brakes with 4-piston calipers offer huge power and a massive 220mm front rotor and 203mm rear rotor reduce heat buildup, meaning that these brakes should perform even on the longest descents. I couldn't leave the Whyte T-160 RS off this list, as it's just won MBUK's Bike of the Year award. But why did our test team give it a perfect 5-star review? At nearly £3,000, it's not cheap, but it ticks every box. The aluminium frame features 150mm travel, supplied by a horse-link design, and has adjustable geometry via the shock link. This changes the head angle from a steep 64.7 degrees to a slacker 64.1 degrees, and the bottom bracket from 345 to 337mm. There are 3 sizes, medium, large and XL, and the reach is 478mm on a large, which is bang on trend. And in this size, the whole bike weighs in at 16 kilo or 35.27 pounds. Right, the spec. The fork is a Lyric Ultimate with a Charger 3 damper, and the shock is a Super Deluxe Ultimate. That's the highest spec that RockShox offer, and on a sub £3,000 bike. The fork and shock offer high spec, low friction damping, and both have adjustable rebound and independently adjustable high and low speed compression. Plus, there's a lockout to help you on the climbs. The drivetrain is SRAM's GX Eagle with 12 speeds, and Code R 4-piston brakes clamp the large 200mm rotors to provide the stopping power. The tyres wrapping the Raceface AR30 wheels are Maxxis top spec 3C triple compound models with an Assegai up front and a Minion DHR2 on the rear in the tougher EXO Plus casing. As with the suspension, these are the highest spec options you can buy from Maxxis, so top marks again there. Whyte's own brand bars, grip, saddle and dropper post take care of the cockpit. The MB UK test team said that descending performance was, and I quote, impeccable. They concluded that uphill and back down, it's hard to find a better performer than the T-160 RS, offering almost unbelievable value. Unfortunately, this awesome bike is not available in America, but you can pick one up in Canada for 5,340 Canadian maple syrup dollars. And finally, I had to include the Whyte Capra Core 1 in this list. The Core 4 just won MB UK's Enduro Bike of the Year, and the Core 1 has many of the same great features, but in a budget-friendly package. Both the mixed wheel size and 29er versions of the Capra Core 1 cost £2,699 or $2,999, but they are currently reduced even further by Whyte online, who are currently selling it discounted to just £2,499 and $2,399 US. The Core 1 is the cheapest Capra model with an aluminium frame and budget-conscious kit. The whole package only weighs in at a claimed 16.9 kilo or 37.26 pounds, which is impressive for an enduro bike at this price. Let's look at the frame first. The Capra Core 1 offers 170mm travel and the same geometry as the more expensive carbon Capra models, and the angles look bang on, with a 64-degree head angle and steep 77.5-degree seat angle in the low setting. Proportionally sized chainstays are impressive to see on a bike at this price, measuring 433mm but growing 5mm to 438mm on the XL and XXL sizes. The sizing is a little surprising, with 464mm reach on the large, and it's on the short side for a bike in 2024. However, as the Capra is available in XL and XXL sizes, which measure 484 and 504mm reach respectively, there's the option for you to go up a frame size if you're after more high-speed stability. That's the frame sorted, let's talk kit. Whyte say that the Capra Core 1 keeps the cost low but the stoke levels high, reminding buyers that you don't need a bling drivetrain to boost the jumps or get more sideways with your whips. A RockShox Zeb base fork and RockShox Super Deluxe Select R shock provide the suspension, and we know that they provide a great chassis, despite lacking some of the adjustment of the more expensive RockShox products. The drivetrain is SRAM's 12-speed NX Eagle, and E13 provide their 800mm wide base 35 bar and relatively long 50mm stem, which our testers did question. Perhaps a future upgrade to a 40 or 35mm stem could be on the cards soon. The wheels are Sunringlay Durock SD37 comps, and Maxxis provide an Assegai tyre for the front and a Minion DHR2 for the rear. SRAM DB8 brakes are there to slow you down, and an SGG Bel Air seat is there for you to sit on, propped up by a Whyte branded Postman V2 dropper. The Post has a 125mm drop on the small, 150mm drop on the medium, and 170mm drop for the large and XL sizes, with a massive 200mm drop on the XXL. As a bonus, the delightfully named Thirstmaster 6000 bottle and cage are there for all your hydration needs, and they're included in the price. If these bikes are a little too pricey, then why not check out the best value trail bikes on sale right now? Click the link here.